being adjourned until June 17th. Okay, first app, Susan Clark. Okay, I need your name and address for the record.
Susan, you there?
I see her.
She's unmuted. So there's nothing I can do, Susan. You should be able to speak when you're ready. I think she's just turning on her camera there.
She muted now.
Susan, when you're ready, you're up for number 1, and it looks like everything's working, at least on our end.
Just need to unmute.
There,
Okay.
there we go.
Just hit the mute button and you got to unmute yourself. We can't hear you. There you
There
go.
we go.
Hey, I need your name and address for the record.
Oh, it looks like the internet might be a little slow. Looks like you're lagging. There we go.
Okay. Can you hear us?
We had you there for a second, but it's
Maybe
looks like
call in.
Yeah, Susan, I'm thinking best way is going to be to call in, use the phone to the 646 number, because I'm seeing a little lag on. There we go. No. There we go. Had something there.
Can you hear us?
Susan, I'll give you a ring in a sec. Mickey, we'll move on to application number 2, and I'll give Susan a ring. I'll connect with her and try to troubleshoot a little bit. All right.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Susan, I'm going to give you a ring. All right. Give me 1 sec. Actually, she might be already dialed in here. Give me a second. Susan Clark, 631-589. Nope, she's not in yet. Susan, I'll give you a ring. And while we're waiting, I'll let in Thomas and Rachel Panola for application number 2. She's calling me now.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Okay. So I need your name and address for the record, please.
Sure. It's Thomas Panola, 804 North Indiana Avenue, Lindenhurst, New York, 11757.
Okay. And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay. For the record, we have a planning division memo dated May 17th, 2021. Environmental control memo dated May 18th, 2021. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by PJM Land Surveying dated January 14th, 2021. Tax map acting as an area map. Okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
This is an application for a pool variance. I believe the pool is not not further enough away from the side yard. It's not the 40 feet. I live on a corner. It's a corner property, so it's not 40 feet away from the property line on the street side property line on the side yard side. So we're applying for the variance to try and legalize the pool.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Rigney.
Good evening. Quick question. With the pool, if it was ever in disrepair or were to come down, would you agree to put it in a legal conforming location the next time?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. And what actually brought you here? What triggered this? Did somebody see this or?
No, it was in my attempt to originally have it done and legalized the correct way. I ran into some roadblocks, and some lies from Brothers 3, who said they would take care of it for me with the town. And they did not. And the next thing I knew, the installer was here ready to put in the pool. And I did not stop it at that point. So we're a couple years down the road, and we're actually looking to sell. So I'm trying to legalize the pool to get to let that mortgage process go smoothly with a potential buyer.
All right, no problem, Tom. Mr. Chairman, I got no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Brian, there's nobody on this, right? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna close the hearing, reserve decision, keep the record open for 1 week in case anyone had any further comments. You get the decision in a minute.
Oh, sorry, I had Len Crick here as well. But he was the representative. I'm gonna let him just speak.
Yeah.
Sorry, Len.
He's who I've been working with to apply for the variance and all that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. I'm sucked in thinking there's no one to speak, but we did have Len the representative. Sorry, Len.
Glenn, you're on mute.
Hello,
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. Len Crick from Island-Wide Permit Services. I did catch what Tom was mentioning. I also wanted to point out that they did try to center the pool in the rear yard, according to rear and side yard setbacks. But like many corner property owners, they neglected to take into account the second front yard extended setback. But the pool is situated within the envelope of the extended envelope of the house. The survey shows the southern end of the house is holding a 25.9 foot setback, which is actually 5.6 feet closer to Frank Street than the pool is.
Good. All right, thank you. So again, we're going to close the hearing and reserve decision. Going to keep the record open for 1 week, just in case there are any further comments. And thanks for coming down, both of you. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank
Sorry
you.
about that, Len. Thank you.
Technology, do the best we can.
Yeah, I do have Susan on though now. We should
Okay.
be good. Give me a sec. Hey Susan, if you're there, you should just be able to hit *6 and it should unmute you and you'll be ready to go. There we go.
Hi, how are you?
All right, how are you? Got you.
Sorry, I'm not that computer
No,
great.
Don't worry about it. It's
It's all
fine.
good.
No problem. Don't worry about it.
Neither are we.
Just need your name and address for the record, please.
Susan Clark, 356 Neptune Avenue, West Babylon, New York.
Okay, and do you affirm to tell the truth?
What was that?
I said, do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I thought you said something else. I apologize. Yes.
Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, for the record, we have a planning division memo dated May 17th, 2021. Environmental control memo dated May 18th, 2021. Approve this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Alphonse Pesci dated February 24th, 2021. Tax map acting as an area map. And what would you
That's it.
like to tell us?
Self?
What would you like to tell us about your application?
Oh, I'm just looking to get this certified. So I understand it's a little bit closer to the street than it's supposed to be. I didn't realize that. And I'm just looking to get it approved.
Okay, thank you. I'll turn the hearing over to Ms. McCullough.
Okay, Susan. So when was the deck constructed?
I don't really know. I was like that when I bought it.
Okay. So how did you find out that it needed to be legalized or that it was not in a conforming area?
I was trying to sell it to find out there was violation on it, and that's how I found out.
Understood. So if we approve this application, do you agree to not further enclose the deck?
Absolutely not. Yes, I won't enclose the deck. No.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application?
No, there's no one.
For the record, there are none. So we're going to close the hearing, reserve decision. We're going to keep the record open for 1 week for further comments. You'll get the decision in mail, and thanks for coming down.
Thank you very much for everything. Have a nice night.
No problem. Thank you, Susan.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right. I'm going to bring in Christina Braven for application number 3.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Name and address for the record, please.
Christina Bravin, Moreno Expediting, 2938 Hempstead Turnpike, Levittown, New York.
Okay, and you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated May 17th, 2021. A environmental control memo dated May 18th, 2021. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Survey by John Mayer dated or last dated 5/17/07. Tax map acting as an area map. And what would you like to tell us about the application?
So this request is to install a 17-foot 8-inch by 27-foot 7-inch in-ground irregular shaped pool, increasing the maximum allowed building area from 15% to 26.5%. We're over by 863 square feet, but the pool itself only accounts for 354 square feet, excuse me, which is 41%. The property is not improved with any other structures other than the dwelling itself, which accounts for 509 square feet of the overage, and that's about 59%. We meet all the setback requirements, and that's basically it. If you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Okay, so that's it. Just lot area is all you're looking for here. The setbacks are good, 10 feet, 8 feet, so everything's fine there. Okay, and this is not built yet, right? This is,
Not built, this is proposed.
okay, proposed, okay. Any other questions from the board?
Good.
Would anyone like to be heard on this application?
No, Mr. Chairman.
We're going to close the hearing, reserve decision. Keep the record open for 1 week. You get the decision in the mail.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to bring in William B. Bringing him in. I butcher everybody's name.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, it's a hard name to pronounce.
I need your name and address for the record.
Okay, it's William Bettinelli, and the address is 248 Amsterdam Avenue, West Babylon, New York.
Okay, and do you affirm to tell the truth?
Absolutely.
Okay, for the record, we have a planning division memo dated May 17th, 2021. Environmental control memo dated May 18th, 2021. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Vincent. Yeah, Vincent T. How about that? Dated September 1st, 2020. Tax map acting as an area map. And what would you like to tell us about the application?
Yes, we're upon the application for a proposed swimming pool.
Okay.
And I believe it's the reason for the application is the ratio to building area. I think we exceeded by 104 square feet.
Correct. Okay. I'll turn the hearing over to Ms. McCullough.
Oh, okay. I don't have any questions for this.
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
that's okay.
Yeah,
So all you're asking for is setback variance, not setback variance. You're asking for lot coverage
That's-
variance, and it's only 104 square feet. So,
That's That's correct.
You're meeting all the other side yard variances and everything like that. Okay. We have no, I have no further questions. Mr. McCullough has no further questions.
Does
Does
Mr.
anybody else
Shepherd
have
have any
any
questions? Does Mr. Shepherd have any questions?
Yeah, Mr. Shepherd?
I'm good with that,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman. Just it's for lot coverage, correct? That's
Yep.
all we're dealing with. Yep, I'm fine with this. I got no further questions.
Okay. Would anyone like to be heard on this application?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So we're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. We're going to keep the record open for 1 week for any further comments. You'll get the decision in the mail. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much. You have a great day.
You too. Throw your curveball? Chinese? Throw your curveball?
Yeah.
This one's weird. It's labeled as North Babylon, but I think it's technically West Babylon.
Okay, because I didn't even like really.
He said,
look into
he
that.
said West Babylon, and I guess I didn't look again, so
I was like, oh, wait,
it happens.
that's okay.
It was easy.
And I'm going to bring in Emiliano Rubio and Mr. Carlos Scala for application number 5. And Mark, I see you raising your hand. You are next, so get ready.
Gentlemen, you're both on mute. Okay.
Okay, I think can you hear me?
I can hear
You're
you.
good, Carlos.
Yes.
Good evening. My name is Carlos Scala. I'm the architect for the project, and I'm speaking in behalf of the owner, Emiliano Rubio.
Okay.
And would you like?
I need your name and I need your name and address.
Okay, Carlos Cala, C-A-L-A. And you want my office address or the home address?
No,
My office address is 208 Route 109, Farmingdale, New York.
okay. I think we missed something there. It looks like it froze up.
You got it.
We got it, Mr. Chairman. It might be on your end a little.
We got it.
On my end?
You're good.
Okay.
Should I continue?
Yeah. What would you like to tell us about the application?
Okay, the owners, we put in a 2-story extension towards the side of the property, and we are requesting to reduce the side yard from 10 feet to 7.6 feet. And the roof has a 2-foot overhang on the same side of the house. We also put in a 2nd-story deck, but that's within the limitations of the setback and the coverage. So the only variance request that we have is the reduction of the side yard from 10 feet to 7.6 feet. The owner, they have a family, they have 2 kids, and the family is growing, and they need to make the house a little larger to accommodate the family, and the new kid possibly be on the way.
Okay. Going to turn the hearing over to Mr. Delavecchia.
So there's 2 decks, am I right? One on the first floor and then one on the second floor for one of the bedrooms?
That is correct, yes, sir. And they are within the setback requirements.
The second bedroom isn't getting a deck?
The deck is towards the rear, in the back of the back of the house, coming off the bedroom upstairs.
Okay, and then it's conforming to where you don't need variance?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, would you agree to not further enclose either of the decks?
I have made the owner aware of that request, and he's definitely not going to do that. They're going to stay wide open.
Okay, and I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. We're going to keep the record open for 1 week. For any further comments, you'll get the decision in the mail.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody.
Thanks.
Good evening.
Oh, look at that.
All right, I'm gonna bring in Mr. Cook and Mark DeVitt for application number, this is 6, sorry.
Technical difficulties on my part.
Yeah.
Welcome.
You got
No
here-
worries, John, I
got
saw
here
you
just
over
in
there.
time.
Hello? How you guys doing? Okay. Good evening, board. I'm Dennis Cook of William J. Cook Architects, 487 Westbury Avenue, Carl Place, New York, 11514. I'm representing the Devitt side of Two Hendel Circle, Deer Park, New York. They're planning to put a pool
Okay,
in the backyard.
hold on a second. I just need you, I go, we got your name and address? Pat, did you get that?
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
all right, so I just need, yeah, do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just read some stuff into the record before we start, okay?
Okay.
We have a planning division memo dated April 19th, 2021. Environmental control memo dated April 20th, 2021. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A site plan, which is undated or unstamped. The survey by Christopher Henn is dated June 22nd, 2018. Tax map acting as an area map. We also have a petition, not really a petition, but it's a number of people in your area signed that they have no objections. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 people who signed that they have no objections to the variance being requested. Okay, would you like to tell us now? Apologize.
So our clients are planning on putting a pool in the backyard. They're on a corner lot. So, and the existing house actually doesn't meet the 40-foot setback on the secondary street frontage. The pool, they're trying to center in the backyard. And if they were to maintain the 40 feet, it would actually be in conflict with the shed, the existing shed that's already there. We are also going a variance for that shed because that shed's close to the property line, but that shed was there, you know, before they even bought the property. It's always been there.
Okay. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Correcchio.
Have they started construction on the pool yet?
To my knowledge, no.
Okay. If we were to grant the application, if this shed needed to be moved or rebuilt, you'd rebuild it in a conforming location?
If it had to be rebuilt, I think I would have the home, right? You can answer that.
Okay, and if the rear porch, you agree not to further enclose the rear porch also? Would you agree? Okay. I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
So, Mr. Chairman, the board will recall that this application was before the board previously. It needed to be re-advertised as there were 2 different numbers on the plans and the survey for variance number 5. So it was re-advertised to properly note that it's the 40 feet.
Okay.
So if the board is satisfied and if there is no one that wishes to speak on it, as a courtesy, we would request the board to take action tonight as we don't have a meeting next week, and it would expedite the processing just a bit more.
Okay. Okay. Who is this? John?
Yeah. All right, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve application 21031 as amended with the shed and the rear deck not be further enclosed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck. Good swimming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very much.
I'm gonna bring in a sec. Ms. Belanda for application number 7.
Thanks, Pam.
Very welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, Nicole Blanda. I'm an attorney at Bazell, Blanda, and Visconti with offices at 535 Broad Hollow Road in Melville.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated May 17th, 2021. Environmental control memo dated May 18th, 2021. Seeker. Further action from the Board of Appeals. Okay, so seeker's been approved by the planning board. Suffolk County Planning Memo dated May 5th, 2021. Decision of local determination. Take no position for or against. What is this? Survey by Matthew Crane dated January 2021. Alignment plan by Thomas Charles Dixon dated October 20. Tax map acting as an area map. And what would you like to tell us about the application?
Sure, Mr. Chairman. Before I get started, Brian, do you see any of the engineers from Nelson and Pope?
Yes, I didn't catch him at first, but I do have Joseph and Mike here.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you. So I'm here tonight on behalf of the property owner, Crossroads Shopping Center LLC. This property is located on the northeast corner of Great Neck Road and Albany Avenue. We're seeking minor variance relief in connection with the development of these two tax lots with a municipal courthouse and associated offices within that building. I'd like to screen share, if that's okay.
It's fine.
Let's go. All right. Brian, I always forget, desktop or application?
Probably easiest is going to be desktop.
Desktop. All right.
That'll
so
share all of your windows.
We can't see. It's your fault.
It's all right.
Okay. Can we see this?
We can see that.
If you can see it, it's with my help.
First try. Thanks, Brian. So the premises, like I said, are comprised of two tax lots. This site has a lot area of just shy of an acre at 41,550 square feet. It has frontage on 3 streets, as you can see here. We have frontage on County Road, which is Great Neck Road. We have frontage on Albany Avenue, as well as Floral Drive, which is the town road. It's zoned E business, and this location, as the board might be aware, is a very prominent intersection for this community. And a great deal of thought and planning has gone into this proposal with feedback from obviously all of the town departments as well as community members. So this really has been a very well thought out process and well thought out site plan. So we're proposing to construct a 2-story building. I'm going to just flip over to the rendering. Here we go. It would have a footprint of 6,788 square feet. It would be used as a municipal courthouse, similar to what the board members might be aware of the Second District Court on North Hoffman Avenue in Lindenhurst. So the proposal would be to maybe have traffic court here, the ordinance calendar, any other court calendar cases that the town sees fit to schedule at this location. That's one of the uses that this building would have. The site plan was designed to try to maximize the amount of parking for this site. So, and particularly this intersection, trying to give it a downtown feel because of the properties in this area has more of a walkable downtown feel. So by keeping the building close to the street, it gives it and lends itself to that downtown feel, and it conforms with other buildings in the area. The building is proposed in this, the southerly portion of the property. And by locating it here, as the board can see, we have ample parking. And it's an effective design both for site flow and for access to the building itself. To provide access, we have a curb cut on Great Neck Road. As I said before, it's a county road. So Suffolk County did dictate what we could do with this curb cut. So we have a right in and a right out. This site did warrant a second access. And so after careful consideration, given the amount of traffic on Albany Avenue, that was not considered a good location for a curb cut. So as the board can see, there's a curb cut over here on Floral Drive. This curb cut, though, is not expected to have as much traffic in and out because it is a smaller road, and we just don't expect people coming to this courthouse to be using Floral Drive as much as Great Neck Road. The building itself has 2 stories. I'm going to go back to the 3D rendering, but it's not a full 3 stories. So let me just scroll down. As you can see, the second story is actually less square footage than the first story. So it sort of masses in the front on Great Neck Road, and then towards the back, there's only the one story. We're asking for 2 front yard setback variances. Again, it's to keep this design of having the building closer to the street. So on Great Neck Road, we're seeking to go from 45 feet required to 8.1 feet. And on Albany Avenue from 45 feet to 10 feet. There's going to be some attractive landscaping all along the street, new sidewalks, new curbing. On paper, the setback might seem like a substantial request, but when balancing it against the significance of having this building in the area and having it as a community resource and just a better use for this business site versus having a retail. I think previously there were some other uses proposed, but this is really a fit for this site. So we do feel that given all of those, when you take it into account, the setback variances are warranted. The other variance that we're seeking is a parking variance. We're required to have 73 spaces. We're providing 60. Cameron Engineering conducted the traffic review for this project on behalf of the town, and Cameron's review noted that for a government building of this particular size, according to the ITE parking generation manual, you would generally only need 43 spaces. So from Cameron's point of view, from a traffic standpoint, we have a surplus of parking spaces for this municipal use. And so they were in favor, as long as it's a municipal use or an office use, Cameron had no objection to a parking variance on this site. And actually just recently on May 11th, they issued their final memo to the planning department stating they have no objections and they have that all of their comments have been addressed. Just to give the board an idea of how court would operate here, it would be staggered sessions. There's usually a morning session and then an afternoon session. I've been to court many times myself. They usually don't operate during peak hours. So we usually start maybe 9:30. The judge doesn't take the bench till 10. And then there's second call. And then usually the court day is over by 3:30, 4 o'clock. So the point is that the traffic is staggered. It's not during the normal peak hours of 7 to 9 in the morning or 5 to 7 at night. And some of the offices on the second floor would be used for town attorney staff and other civil service offices. So I'm going to stop screen sharing now unless any of the board members want to see another exhibit that I have. Should I stop?
You can stop.
I'm going to stop. Okay. So if the board has any questions, like I said, we have our engineers here from Nelson and Pope, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that anyone might have.
Okay, I'll turn the hearing over to Mrs. Quinton.
Yes, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay. When are you going to start digging, getting it ready?
As soon as you approve us.
I've known about this for a while, so I was just, I thought you were a little behind schedule or something. Okay.
Dolores, they're going to start as soon as possible, so we have to move this process along. I've already reviewed the plans. Everything's moving forward very quickly.
Great. Okay. Thanks, Kate.
No problem.
I just have one question, Mr. Chairman. The kids coming from Northeast School have to cross Great Neck. Yes, they come up Albany Avenue and cross over Great Neck to go into Floral Drive and Vader Drive, the young kids. I know we had discussed this a while back, but I don't know if we got a clear answer on it. There's a school crossing guard there, and she meets the children, like about 3 o'clock, and bring them across. But with maybe a little extra traffic coming in there, I was wondering how they would do this. Because the kids are small, they're not the big ones. Northeast is an elementary.
So you're saying they would be heading east on Albany Avenue towards Laurel Drive?
Yes,
So one of the positives, and I think one of the reasons why there's no curb cut on Albany Avenue is to not have any cars exiting or entering the site from Albany Avenue. So when those children, right, so when they're traversing across the sidewalk along Albany Avenue, they don't have to worry that someone's going to come out of the parking lot and not see them.
Yeah, that was what we were concerned about. Yeah, we never did get an answer on it, so that's why I brought it up.
Sure. No, that's a very important concern.
So, okay. Mr. Chairman, I have no more questions. Just wanted to know when they're going to get started. That was it. And
I guess you're in favor of this project, right, Dolores? Any other questions from the board? Okay, would anybody like to be heard on this application?
No, Mr. Chairman, there is no one signed up to speak here.
Okay, so we're going to close the hearing, reserve decision. We'll keep the record open for 1 week, as we've always done with these video things.
I'm sorry. I have a Yasmin, but she's not on. Yasmina, but she is not on. I don't have her phone number here, nor her, nor she signed in. So,
okay.
So Yasmin, if you're listening, the record will be open.
Okay, the record's open for 1 week for any further comments. And I also see here that we are waiting on planning board approval.
Yes, there were some open comments that were being addressed, but I believe, and I'll defer to Nelson and Pope as to when revisions would be submitted.
Yes, the only comments that we have at this point remaining is the highway department, which I need to speak to for some clarification, but that should be resubmitted by early next week.
Okay.
All other departments have issued their blessing on the application.
Okay. No, we don't have a meeting next week, so, that's some time. And if all of that can be taken care of, we'll try and move the application along. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a good night.
I am going to keep Nicole in for application number 8 and bring in Mr. Chuck Lembo for number 8 as well.
Hello again, everybody. For the record, Nicole Blanda, address at 535 Broad Hollow Road in Melville.
Okay. Need your name and address, Chuck.
Charles Lembo, 410 West Montauk Highway, Lindenhurst, New York.
All right. For the record, we have a planning division memo dated May 17th, 2021. Environmental control memo dated May 18th, 2021. We don't have Suffolk County planning on this yet. So we have to get that. Who's this? Charles Limbo, dated 6/19. That's a site plan, I'm sorry. A survey by Boundary and Topographic Survey, dated September 18th, 2019. Tax map acting as an area map. And what would you guys like to tell us about the application?
Sure, Mr. Chairman. So we're here tonight on behalf of the applicant, Tommy Pinello. We're seeking to basically construct a phase 2 to an existing multi-res job that the board might be familiar with over on the corner of Hawkins and Montauk Highway. There are two-story buildings already constructed. That was phase 1. That was approved by this board back in, I want to say 2019, for 16 one-bedroom units. So this is a phase 2 to that project. We did obtain a change of zone from the town board to MR back, I believe it was March 31st, and then planning board site plan approval followed in April. So we're here tonight to hopefully obtain our variance relief that we need in connection with phase 2. So phase 2 is comprised, let's screen share again. There we go. All right, desktop. By the time I'm pro at this, we're back in person.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, can everyone see my site plan?
Yes.
Great, okay. So the white over here, was all phase 1. And so those buildings are up. If the board passes by, they would see that. This is phase 2, the dark gray. I don't know why the yellow keeps popping up. The dark gray, and then the building in the front. So that's phase 2, what we're talking about tonight. It's comprised of 4 tax lots. When combined with phase 1, we have a lot area of 1.312 acres. The site has been reviewed throughout as a combined site. And the structures that were previously on this site have, for the most part, been demolished. I'm sure the board is familiar with the trifecta bar that was demolished. I believe the only building still standing is 1175 Montauk Highway. But they were all demolished pursuant to duly issued permits by the building department. So we're proposing to combine these parcels, construct a 2-story building that would have a footprint of 5,040 square feet. It would be 12 additional 1-bedroom units. They're true 1-bedrooms. These are the floor plans. I actually had the opportunity to go into one of the apartments last week when I had to meet with my client, and I can attest to the board that they are open concept and that there is no den or extra bedroom. And you can see that here. We have the living room. The kitchen is open. This is really more of a half wall, and then the bedroom and the full bathroom as well. And they were very attractive units. It was nice to be inside and to see how they turned out. This site would have, of course, now I have to get back to my site plan. This site would have the curb cut on Montauk Highway and then cross access with the rest of the site. We are seeking a 1-space parking variance, and the reason is the refuse enclosures that we have on site. We have a dual one in the middle, and the town DEC requested us to have another 10 by 10 refuse enclosure. I don't know what that yellow square is. I'm sorry about that. Another 10 by 10 refuse enclosure on the site. And so as a result, that was to be for bulk items. And as a result, we lost 1 space. So we are providing 55 spaces. We're required to provide 56. So it's a 1-space variance. It's similar to another case that this board approved, Walter Wesolowski, down the road at 1035 Montauk Highway in 2019. We were also short 1 space due to a double-sized refuse enclosure that we were sharing with a veterinary hospital. So it's not uncommon, and we do believe we have ample parking for the tenants that would be here. The other variances that we are requesting are setback variances. So off of Montauk Highway, we're seeking to diminish the 40-foot front yard setback to 11 feet 10 inches. The building would be in line with the approved building that is to the west that was already approved by this board. So we're keeping everything in line. Also diminish front yard setback on Hawkins from 40 to 37.67 feet. This corner will be kept open as a grass area, a nice open landscaped area to keep site visibility on that corner. And we are also seeking permission to diminish the acreage from 2 acres to 1.308. It actually improves on the lot area variance that we previously got for phase 1. That was only at 0.8, so this improves that variance. We are also seeking to decrease the minimum square footage per 1-bedroom unit from 4,000 square feet per unit to 2,040 square feet, and to increase density from 10 units per acre to 21 units per acre. This is in line with other approved MR sites that the board is familiar with. Off the top of my head, one that I was involved with on Route 109 in West Babylon for Route 109 Realty Group LLC, similar circumstances with a phase 1 and a phase 2. And that's under construction now. So if the board has any questions regarding the site design, we do have Chuck Lembo here with us tonight, as you know, or if you have any questions for me, we'd be more than happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Dellavecchio.
So how many total apartment units are there between the both of them?
Between the two, there'd be 28,
And then how many parking spaces are there?
55. So we were required to have 56 and there would be 55.
Okay. And this is basically the same outline as the first building, correct?
You mean in line with the building that's to the west? Is that what you're
Right.
asking? Yes. Yes, and same style, same elevation, so same rendering, right, Chuck? We didn't tweak anything.
No, the finishes are all the same to match, it's meant to emulate the other two buildings that are already there.
Okay. And now there's two other buildings that are going to be there, right? I guess they're for commercial use.
No, so there's the two buildings that you see there now, when you drive by, those are the 16 apartments that were already approved.
Okay.
And we're proposing one building that would have 12 more one-bedroom units in it. No commercial uses.
So the two buildings together on the site. That's it.
I'm sorry.
There's going to be just only two buildings on the site.
No.
Three.
Three.
There are two existing
Right.
now. We're adding a third.
Gotcha. Okay, so three total. And they're
Yeah.
all apartments?
They're all apartments, yes.
Okay. All right, I have no further questions.
I just have one quick question. So the parking it's set aside for specific buildings or anything, or is it anybody can park in any spot, basically?
I believe what the landlord or property owner is going to do is try to assign spots according to the vicinity of what building. I mean, that would make the most sense. So the tenant isn't having to walk, far away. So parking space number 4 is all the way by Bergen. They're not going to, I would imagine they wouldn't be in the units that are closer to Montauk. So I think he's going to, according to lease, assign
Right.
spot numbers.
Okay. All right. So, and they all have access out on Hawkins as well as out on Montauk, right?
Yes, there'll be a cross access. Yes, because all these parcels, if approved, would be merged together.
Okay. Any other questions from the board?
No.
Would anyone like to be heard on this application?
Mr. Chairman, there is none.
All right, we're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. We're going to keep the record open for, it's going to be for 2 weeks now because we don't have a meeting next week. And then we're going to be waiting. No, we're not waiting on anything on this one. That was the other one. Did we miss anything on this?
We need Suffolk County Planning.
Suffolk County Planning, that's what we're waiting. Oh, we know we're waiting on something. Okay, thanks for coming down. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night and have a happy Memorial Day, everybody.
You too. Thank you.
All right.
Take care, bye-bye.
Take care.
Okay.
Rick, let me
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to bring in Mr. Kretz for the adjourned application of Ronald and Catherine Brust. There he is.
Computer audio. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, it looks like I'm lit up.
Yes, you are. We can hear you.
Okay, Steve Kretz, Donahue Kretz and Garabrand, 682 South Westwood Avenue, Lindenhurst, New York, for the applicant.
Okay, for the record, we have a planning memo dated April 19th, 2021. An environmental control memo dated April 20th, 2021. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. We have a survey by Joseph Petito dated June 6, 2020. Tax map acting as an area map. We have a memo from Kate Shreve, who's with us this evening, dated May 18, 2021, with some changes, deletions, and additions to the variances. I have a letter. I actually have 6 letters from various neighbors in the neighborhood, all in favor of the application. And that's it. What would you like to tell us about the application?
Well, we are here tonight with our staff and the contractor and the owner of the property, Mrs. Brust, and her daughter, who is to be the owner and occupant of this house in the very near future. She grew up here. She's very excited to be back in her neighborhood with her family. And they are very pleased with the way things have gone so far. The plan has been redrawn by the architect, and they've done some nice things. In the first place, they are removing the back section of the deck on the north side of the pool to cut down on some of the lot coverage issues that were raised. And there are other things that they have done that have complemented that as well. They are still short of what the code calls for, but they have made great improvements. You've already heard about the letters that came from the surrounding owners. These people have all been there, it sounds like, for 30 years or more. Maybe that's an exaggeration for some, but they are very pleased that Mrs. Brust family will continue to be living there because it's been a very harmonious place to live. The plan that was redrawn since the last hearing shows a couple of things that are kind of interesting. The pool house, they call it, on the east side of the property is going to be modified. The southerly section, the southerly half, let's say, under the roof that's there will remain, but the other half of the building towards the north end is going to be removed, but the roof will be maintained as a cover over. So they will have a nice patio that's sheltered from the sun. The focus is the pool in the summer. Having had the same experience myself, it's a wonderful way to stay out of the sun if you're not a sun worshiper, and provides a nice breezeway kind of effect. The neighbors to the short side of that building have written a letter. They're one of the letter writers, and they are very pleased with it and acknowledge that, if anything, the existence of that building provides them with even a greater sense of privacy and security, and they're very for it. The hot tub was an issue of concern. That is gone already. It's been removed from the premises. It's not going to be replaced. It is so it's not something that anyone needs to worry about any longer. That hot tub is gone. They are going to plant evergreens on the back side of the pool, and the north side of the pool, where that decking is going to be removed from. It's going to be a nice improvement over in that corner of the property. So the title of the whole plan was modified. Now it says maintain reduced pool house, which we discussed. The shed will be there and the in-ground pool will be there, but a lot of the other things that were using up lot coverage have been modified so that we are much closer to the code's requirements, but we still need some relief. Kate's smiling. She's she's on top of everything. And anyway, they're ready to go. They're about to move in. They would like very much stay in the neighborhood, and the neighbors seem to share that feeling as well. That's about it.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Ms. McCullough.
Well, you've addressed a lot of our concerns and made the necessary modifications, so I don't have many questions. Do you agree to not further enclose the front porch if approved?
Absolutely not. It will not be closed in.
They absolutely agree with you. They will not close it in. I think that's what.
And it's so odd because one of my concerns was for the neighbor to the right, I think it's 934, because their property is closer to the property line than yours, but they are all for it. So, I mean.
It seems like a very harmonious neighborhood.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen, yeah.
It's great. I just thought, how long has the pool house and the sheds and all that, how long have they been back there?
Well, the pool
house was 2013.
2013, the pool house went in. That was the story about the death in the family and the neighbors coming together and building that pool house is sort of spontaneously. So there wasn't a lot of planning that went into it. We didn't get the right permits, but at least we're cutting back on it if we can.
Absolutely.
And I think that'll work out.
So what brought you here today to legalize? Just the exchange of ownership from parent to child?
Well, that's yeah, primarily the reason. But with the child buying the house, it has gone through the scrutiny of a title search and a building department search.
Right.
And this, I'm sure, I'm not handling that, but this must have come up in the course of that. And bankers like to see things nice and tied up. So I think that's probably part of the source.
Okay. And one other condition, if approved, the pool house not be heated or plumbing, not contain heating or plumbing.
It does not. It does not have any plumbing or heating.
And will not.
Will not.
How about a porta potty? Geez, it's a long way to go.
Okay, I have no further questions.
I'm sorry.
Any other questions from the board?
Mr. Chairman, may I just review the memo from planning with
Sure.
both Pete and Brian? And Mr. Kretz, which one of your clients was speaking just now?
Catherine Bruss, the homeowner,
I need your address, please.
930 3rd Street, West Babylon, New York, 11704.
Okay, do affirm and tell the truth?
I do.
You did.
I did.
You did. Okay.
So just back to planning, just to go over Kate's memo and the various changes so the board can follow along. We are keeping variance number 1 the same. We're keeping variance number 2 the same. There's a proposal to amend variance number 3 to increase total building area from 30% to 43.8%. Now that will be 38.3% over by 707 square feet. Variance 4 remains. Variance 5 remains. Variance 6 remains. Variance 7 is deleted. Variance 8 is deleted. Variance 9 remains the same. And am I correct that variance 10 will be deleted as well now?
Yep, you're on point there, Pam. Thank you.
Okay. Board have any questions?
Okay. We are going to close the hearing, reserve decision. We're going to keep the record open for
Just
2
Mr.
weeks
Chairman,
now.
did the board at least just want to amend now?
Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Okay. I'll make a motion to amend the application 2103A per Kate's memo dated May 18th, 2021.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Close the hearing, reserve decision, keep the record open for at least 1 week, but it will be 2 weeks because we do not have a meeting next week. And you'll get the decision in the mail.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Same to you, Mr. Kretz.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. Okay, as we noted, 21-039 has been adjourned to June 17th at the request of the applicant. So if the board is ready, we can go on with the rest of the agenda. Was there anything else to catch up on before doing so?
I think so. I think we're good.
We're okay.
Moving on to page 9, Novak Motors remains reserved. We're waiting for correspondence from the attorney. John Forgione remains reserved, waiting for the homeowner to bring the house into compliance or start that process. De Silva Automotive continues to remain reserved pending modified site plan showing parking. Mary Beth Lyles remains reserved. We're waiting for new plans. Dingle Bay, Lot 1 and 2 remains reserved, awaiting new plans, which brings us to page 13. These are the items from May 13th. The first is 21-050. The property is located in Amityville. There were no objections from planning.
Dolores, you okay with this?
Which one? The one on
Madison?
Madison Avenue, right?
Yep.
Okay, Mr. Chairman. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to approve application number 21050. Address 117 Madison Avenue.
Second.
Second?
For the pool and stuff that they wanted, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving
John
on.
Shepherd, you have to unmute yourself for this.
Sorry?
John Shepherd has to unmute himself.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The application is 21-047. It's located in West Babylon. Planning has no objections.
Okay, I make a motion to approve application number 21-047.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next application is 21-052. This property is located in Farmingdale. Planning has no objections.
What was that, 052?
Yeah.
I'll make a
Yep.
motion to approve application 21-052.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next application is 21-053. This property is located in Lindenhurst. Planning is recommending, if approved, it contain a condition that the front porch not be further enclosed.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve application 21-053 with the condition that the front porch not be further enclosed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next application is 21-028. This property is located in Lindenhurst. The board will recall that the excessive height request was eliminated. So if it is to be approved, it should be approved as amended, subject to DEC conditions.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 21-028 with the conditions subject to this application with DEC conditions as well.
Okay, as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next application is 21-135. There's correspondence for the board in your packet for the attorney for the adjoining property from the representative for the property, Kelly Bennett. One is a copy of the town code and the other is a request to keep the record open in order to allow revised plans to be submitted. That will remain open.
Hey,
So
Kate,
moving on to page 17.
wait, can I just ask Kate a question on this?
Yeah.
Mr.
That's
Chairman,
why I'm here, Mickey. I just wanted to get to help you.
I want to keep you busy while you're here, you know?
I'm listening to you.
So this is EB, but because it's going to be a residence, it still has to be the 30 feet. Am I correct?
Correct. What happens is under the EB, residential is prohibited. But if you have a house that's in it, it reverts back to C.
Okay.
So that's why all the C setbacks come in, and the C setback for the height is the 30 foot. So she can't go try to do the EB for the height and then do C for everything else. It's either, so it has to all revert back to the C.
Because
Pam
it's
and I
residential.
discussed it this week. It's residential. It always has been. Yes.
Okay. All right. That was my only question. We can continue. Thank you.
No problem.
page 17. The application is 21-048. This property is located in West Babylon. Planning has no objections.
Okay, I make a motion to approve application number 21-048 for 3 years.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next application is 21-051. This property is located in West Babylon. Planning has no objections.
Make a motion to approve application number 21-051.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That brings you to your correspondence page. You'll note there were a number of letters in favor of the application for Ronald and Catherine Brust. The petition from the neighbors was in relation to number 6 on the agenda, the divot application. The letter from Edward Young was from Melchior Sansone, Kelly Bennett, Melchior Sansone, a memo from Kate Shreve regarding the Brust application. There's a letter from Nicole Blanda, which is going to refer to your holdover correspondence. She is asking the board disregard her previous request. So now the holdover correspondence number 12 is moot. Another letter from Kelly Bennett from Melchior Sansone. An email regarding the appearance of the proposed Dingle Bay application. The request from Daryl Conway requesting adjournment on P&P Motors till June 17th. And the carryover correspondence, which was included in tonight's application for the Brust application. And if the board has had a chance to review the minutes of April 29th, we would ask someone to accept them.
That one on Smith Street, they were working those plans?
Is that?
That's the one with the lip for Budget Estates. Yes, he's going to change the house. There is no, her main concern was a driveway on County Line Road.
There was never one, yeah.
The driveways were never on County Line. They were always on Smith. He's going to change the house and give the setback to the 30 feet on County Line. So I did talk to him this week about it, and he's waiting for the revised plans and surveys to come in.
Okay, no, I was just curious. I thought it was revised plan, but I wanted to make sure. And Brian
Yeah.
told them during the meeting that it was not, it was never gonna be a driveway there, so.
Yeah. I think Brian talked to her this week, and I think she finally understands it's not the County Line Road entrances.
Yep, yeah, I connected with Katrina, who spoke at the meeting.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, we good?
We need to accept the minutes of April 29th, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Make a motion to accept the minutes of April 29th, 2021.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Have a very nice Memorial Day, everyone.
You
Yes.
guys-
Have a good one. Yes.
Enjoy.
Motion to adjourn?
Happy Memorial Day.
For a full complement of board members.